Aury.
Okay. And we're back. Sure said a lot of things on episode 1, didn't I? Said so many things that I forgot to even introduce myself. Hi. My name is Aury, also known as Legendary, and this is Aury Eats Bugs. I didn't even explain what this is, mostly because I didn't know what it is or what it could be. You know what I mean? I kind of touched on it, but watching it back and stuff like that, I was like, Aury, finish your thought, bro. You know, you do these counting things and you list off, you know, one thing and just stop dead. I also made a couple mistakes because you know what? This is super unscripted. I have an idea in my head and I just want to talk about it. So that's what happened. I made some mistakes. So this is a part 2, dos, for the divide, just to clear things up on my end, because the internet is forever. Well, okay. Anyways, I still truly believe that we are being divided here, and I believe, I think these things, my opinion, I think these things deeply, and just from reading and you know, all of the hatred that is happening in the world right now, that we're being shown, it does not help. And I think one of the points that I was trying to make is the fact that if I go out in the real world, not just at work, and talk to people, even in the elevator, you know, on the street, smile at people, hold the door open, everybody seems to be pretty, you know, amicable and friendly and stuff like this. Yes, you know, like I said, there are things happening in the world, but like right in front of you, if we can just kind of move in those directions in the here and now and stay here with each other, I think we can make a world of difference. That's pretty much why I'm on here saying the things that I'm saying. And the other thing that I touched on was the Tea Party and the Occupy Wall Street. That did not happen. The people did not come together. Oh, they came together. The people did not come together in 2011, 2012. Sorry about that. It all started after 2008. Now, I did say that. And when I say come together, I mean that both, because one was one side, one's considered left, one's considered right. Following? And when I say come together, I don't mean they actually came together. What I mean is to come together to fight the higher bad, let's call it. It's not good. It's not great to want everybody divided. Do you know what I mean? And another thing is the you know, I named some questionable people in politics as well. Also said I don't like talking about politics in the same breath as starting to talk about politics. Yeah, I do that a lot. Anyways, and I think that those people are put into place strictly to keep us divided. They are, it's not like they're being told what to do. These people are going to do what they do, but they're not, you know, maybe have some sort of intentions, good, bad, whatever. But I think they're going to do things that are going to provoke all of us. And that is what I believe is why these people are put in places that they are. And it's working. It's working. To the point of people who are celebrating death. Now, you can have your opinions on certain people. I'm not going to name names or anything like this. You can have your opinions on what they were, but no, stop. Stop it. I am of the belief, I'm a centrist, right? I'm a centrist. I hate these ists and isms and whatever, but I am right down the middle. And I don't understand where that became a bad thing, to see both sides, all sides of everything. Like everything is so cut and dry these days, and black and white. And there's no gray zone, but there is. Everything is so nuanced in this world. Everything is so nuanced. Everything. There can be two things that are true at the same time. And it's life, you know? It's life. And you know, everybody says all these things are on a spectrum. So why can't we, you know, like, why can't we just listen to each other and like meander back and forth? Yes, one of the other issues for the Great Division right now, the Great Division, is that what it's called? I don't know. That's what I'm calling it. Is the extremists on either side. And they're the people getting the most airtime, do you know? Why? Because that shit gets more ratings and more likes and more ticks, and the algorithm takes it off. But I truly believe that most people are down the middle, you know, and unfortunately people can't speak their minds anymore without being like, you need to be like this. If you're not like this, you're with them. Come on. Come on, everybody. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe I am. I might be, you know, some days. But I'm also kind of, you know, I'm positive, but I'm also cynical that we can't, you know, we can't come together. We can. Trust me, Daddy. We can, and we will. You know, and even touching on the political side of it as well. Like you know, there's some shit on both sides that is questionable at best. You know what I mean? And why can't we take the best things from both sides and work like that? Why doesn't that make sense? Like, you know, if you really look into like certain things, you know, like be fiscally responsible, but also give people the freedoms to, you know, be who they are. Crazy. Seems that way. Anyways, if you listen to all these things, and also I did put the blame right on mainstream media. Yeah, you know, like the big conglomerates, anyways, because they are bought and paid for, like I said, by their suppliers and their bankroll people and all that stuff. That's, you know, you just gotta like watch the commercials and shit like this, and you can kind of feel out what's going on. But it's also, you know, social media as well, and echo chambers. You know, people, it's so tribal. And we are innately and inherently like that as human beings. You know, if we didn't follow suit back in the day when we were hunter-gatherers, allegedly, then we would get kicked out of the tribe and die. So that's tucked away, all tucked away back there. But I stand by my statement. We can come together. I promise. But it just takes that, you know, that one extra step of listening, of gritting your teeth, you know, and I have to work on that too, you know. I do. The no judgment thing, really honing in and listening to who's in front of you, to not believing everything you hear, to taking that extra step to check and see if that is actually true, or if, you know, it's just being blatantly thrown at you to create those divisive emotions and hate. Well, once again, I think that covers it. I think that covers it. Anyways, I'm not coming on to talk about Envision again. I shouldn't say that. I might, but there's not going to be a part of 3. I'm going to start rambling about all sorts of other things, because that's what we're going to do here on Aury Eats Bugs. Thank you so much for listening to my ramble. I love you guys, all of you. Mwah. Mwah.
That's my opinion!